Okay, so we have a question here. It says evaluate P, Q, and R in the polynomial. Okay, so here we can see we've got 3x cubed. Let me write it properly here. We've got 3x cubed minus 13x squared plus 18x minus 10 equals px plus q open brackets x minus 1 x minus 2 plus r. Is everyone able to see this? Hey, today I was told that I've got good network. Colleagues, maybe it's your networks. Let me try to stop. But today I was told I've got good network. It hasn't rained. The weather hasn't been. We haven't had nimbus clouds. How about you? Colleagues? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, anyway, this is the question here. Evaluate PQR in the polynomial. So basically, one find the values of PQR. So the first thing that you need to do here, colleagues, is on the right hand side. First, we need to expand our expressions. Once we expand our huh? You still can see my screen. How about the others? Okay, those who are unable to see, what you need to do is you need to log out and then you log in. Log out, then you log. Question 20, part F. Yes, 20, part F. Okay. So, as it says, evaluate PQR in their polynomial. So, as I said, the first thing that you need to do, okay, is you need to expand the right hand side here. Okay, colleagues, can we expand the right hand side? Meaning you multiply this x minus 1 by px plus q and multiply x minus 2. Can we expand? We see what values we get. Today I've got power, so there will be no spoon feeding. If there was no power, I would have said I would have spoon fed. But we have power today. So let us expand. Madam, you just don't want to expand. I've seen. Madam, try to log in and log out. Just try to log in and log out, okay? Yes. So, what are you saying about the expansions? Should I call my grade 10 young brother to come and expand for us? Okay, let's do it together. Okay, let's do it together. Let's do it together. Okay, no, I love that spirit. I love that spirit. When you see this question in the exam, please do it. This one is a, I think this one should be 10 marks or so. These are the ones you start with, even. Just hold on, colleagues. Let me just check on my colleague how they're doing. Yes. You, you, those who have expanded, you just give me the final answer first. Then we'll walk through to how you get that final answer. For those who have joined in, we're looking at question 20F. So we are just expanding this right hand side of the equation. The left hand side, you just leave it as it is. Yes, has anybody expanded yet? Mr. Vincent, Mr. Kasono, how is it going? Madam Sylvia, Madam Betha, Madam Yvonne, Madam Catherine. Are we all winning? Mr. Anchimonia, are we all winning? The quietness. Okay, let's expand together. Px times x. We'll start with these two. Px times x. Px times -1. Minus px. Q times x. Yeah, you started to doubt yourself, sir. Yeah, you doubt. Q times -1. Negative q. Okay, that's the first part. Plus r here. Okay, then we're going to say px squared times x px cubed, yes. Px squared times negative 2. Okay, then we've got, so here, negative px times x yes. Negative px times negative 2 plus, yes, plus 2px. Okay. Qx times x, qx times negative 2, then let's see. Okay. The negative q times x, negative qx. Then negative q times negative 2, plus r. Any questions? Before now we simplify, we look for like terms. Okay, so let's look for like terms here. We've got negative 2px squared minus px squared. What else? 2px, qx. Here, negative 2qx minus qx. Those are only like terms. Colleagues, remember what's the definition of a like term? So here we have px cubed. So negative 2px squared minus px squared, what do we get? Negative 2px squared minus px squared. negative 3px squared plus 2px yes, is that a question? Plus qx squared negative 2x minus qx plus 2q plus r. Any questions? Okay. So here you just want to arrange everything in order. Okay. Want to make sure it's x cubed, then x squared, then x, then no variables at the end. So this qx squared, we're just going to bring it where this 2px is and move the 2px that side. So it's going to become px cubed minus 3px squared plus qx squared plus 2px minus 3qx plus 2q plus r. Okay, colleagues, we arrange them in order. And now to get these values, we need to start to equate the coefficients. Okay. To get the values of the p's and the q's, what you have to do is you need to equate coefficients. So this is what I mean when I say you need to equate coefficients. So you look for first the coefficient of x cubed. So on the left hand side, what is the coefficient of x cubed? Because you're equating the coefficient of the left hand side and the right hand side. Okay. So what's the coefficient of x cubed on the left hand side? Yes. What's the coefficient of x cubed on the right hand side? Hmm. What is the coefficient of x cubed on the right hand side? It's p. You can say 1p. Okay. Here the variable is the x, okay? Whatever is not the x is the coefficient, okay? The variable is x, okay? So this p is the coefficient of x cubed here, okay? You can also say 1p, it's okay, all right? So we found our value of p. P equals 3. Any questions? Yes. What is happening? Yeah, no, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. 3 is you write on your paper, write coefficients of x cubed. Then you just look at the coefficient. On my left hand side, it's 3. On my right hand side, it's p. So here you say that, okay, then p equals 3. Yes, colleagues, is that okay? Madam Yvonne, Madam Betha, Mr. Emmanuel, Ms. Sanchimonia. Here, what's happening is we're just going to be equating coefficients. Okay? That's the process that's happening here, equating coefficients. Yes, before I move further, any questions, colleagues? Before we go to... No, 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 no. Oh, wait, you say dividing both like this way. You can also, yeah, you can also put it like that, madam, like this. Then you cancel out, and then you see. Yes, you can write it like that, but the best way is you just write on top first. Just say coefficients of x cubed. You put the ones on the left hand side and equate to the right hand side. Then, so in this case, there was no calculation involved because it's just p there. Next is coefficients of x squared. So on our left hand side, what's the coefficient of x squared? Negative 13. Okay. On our right hand side, what is or are the coefficients of x squared? Uh-huh. And uh-uh. Yes, and q. Okay. So we have to solve now this equation. All right. So now we've already got the value of p. Remember, p equals 3. So p equals 3, are going to substitute it into this equation. So this becomes negative 13 equals negative 3. Substitute p with 3 plus q. 3 times negative 3, negative 9. Which 3? We, on the left hand side, cos 13 is the only coefficient of x squared. You're talking about this 3 here, which was also on the left hand side here. Oh, no, no. So as you are equating coefficients, so these three, you're not going to consider it because we're only considering the coefficients of x squared. So do not, yes, do not, and it's good you brought up that because others might be tempted to also put that one there. Colleagues, do not put it, okay? Here you're just isolating only the coefficients of x squared. So to get the value of q, we take um, -9 to the right hand side. So -3 plus 9 equals q. So what is -3 plus 9? Yes. So q equals -4. Any questions? Yes, please bring the questions. P equals 3, sir, remember? Since we found the value of P, so whichever equation you see from now onwards where there is a P, you equate it to, since you found the value of 3, so you equate it to 3. So what's wrong with that? We found the value of P. So we're allowed to substitute it in the upcoming equations. Because if you don't substitute, your equation will remain like this, -13 equals -3p plus q. Mm, yes. Okay. Aren't you enjoying this method, size? Isn't this method consumer friendly? It's consumer friendly. It's just, as I said, equating coefficients. Okay. And remember, anything that is not an x is a coefficient in this case. Okay, colleagues? Anything that's not an x is a coefficient. Okay, next. Coefficients of x. Coefficients of x. 18. Uh-huh. Okay, just hold on. So on the left hand side, we have 18. Positive 18, right? Yes, positive 18 equals on our left hand side we've got our right hand side we've got what again? 2p minus 3q. Okay, what is the value of p? 3, right? What is the value of q? Negative 4 times negative 3, that is 12. 2 times 6, 2 times 3, 6, right? 6 plus 12, 18. Okay. So basically, you don't need to show this part, okay, because you have already found P and Q. The only one that's remaining is R, okay? So for this question, it's not really necessary to show this because you've already got P and Q, okay? So you'll be wasting your ink in the exam, okay? If this question comes straight from the coefficients of x squared, just go to the constant. You can skip the coefficient of x, okay? Because you've already got your values of P and Q, okay? So now we equate the constants. Anything that doesn't have an x with it, basically. Okay, where there is no x, that's what we're equating. So on the left-hand side, what is our constant? Okay, on our right-hand side, what are our constants? And we already have the value of q, right? Q equals negative 4, right? Excuse me. 2 times negative 4. Okay, the value of r. R equals negative 2. Yes. Questions, queries, concerns, you're free to ask. Madam Sylvia, is this okay? Madam Yvonne, is this okay? Mr. Foster, okay. Madam Catherine, Mr. Chimunya, okay. Mr. Manuel, mhm. Yeah, done. We found the values of P, Q, and R. It's consumer friendly. These are the ones you start with. So remember, in the exam, when you start solving this and you see your first value of P is not 3, then you know you have done something wrong. Don't even proceed further. If you see this question and you start solving and you notice that your P is not equal to 3, then you've done something wrong. No, it's not always equal to 3. I'm just saying for, okay, I have a confidence level of 95% with a significance level of 5% that they won't change the question. So that 5%, I'm uncertain, they might change. Okay, there's 5% uncertainty, but I'm 95% sure that it's going to come as it is there. Okay, you should even call me after the exam. Ah, sir, it actually came, that same one there. And I'll ask, what did you find as P? And if you tell me P, I found -4, we should cut the call because you have a heart attack. You have Please do not discuss answers. I hope there's no one who likes discussing answers after the exam. It brings arguments. After the exam, just take your photos and go home. Not at, what did you find here? So as I said, today we're just focusing on the calculations so that we can move as far as possible. Okay, the theory we will look at it later. Okay, we've got this question here. Compute P83. This is a permutation. Okay, it's a counting technique. With permutations, order doesn't matter. So this is a formula for a permutation. Please don't ask me, sir, do they give this formula? I do not think so. Because that's our favorite question. Apart from how many marks is this, do they give this formula? Okay, P83. So in this case, N is your 8. N is just the total number of things. Okay? You don't know what is being counted here. Okay. So N is always the top number. Okay. Then X is the bottom number. Okay. Other books you see it as R. Other books you see it as K. Okay. This R, K, or X is the bottom number. Okay. So it's 8 factorial over 8 minus 3 factorial. Oh, yes, yes, yes. This is question 20J. So we've done F and J. Okay, okay. So, our calculators, what is 8 factorial? What is 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1? If during the exam your calculator happens to misbehave, you just say, okay, you write it down like this. Now, problem is without a calculator, this will be a tough one to do also again. Yes, what is 8 factorial? Okay, 40. Okay, 40,320. Okay. What is 5 factorial? Basically, our answer should be eight, the same as 8 times 7 times 6. But what is 5 factorial? Okay, so 40,320 divided by 120. Yes. Any questions, colleagues? Yes, this is a permutation. Usually these things are used for like when you're trying to arrange things. Okay, when you're trying to arrange things. So the difference between a permutation and a combination, when you see a C, it's a combination. If it's a P, it's a permutation. So it's just that with a permutation, order doesn't matter. With a combination, order matters. Okay, that's where they differentiate. But both of these accounting techniques used in mathematics. So now the next one is a combination, and we've seen this one being used in binomial distribution. So colleagues, what's the formula for a combination? Those who remember what we were doing in binomial. Mhm. Yes, yes, yes. Wonderful. Who is this? Madam who? Wonderful, madam. Thank you. You don't want to identify yourself? Oh, okay, okay. Thank you, Madam Sylvia. Yes. So always remember, n is the top number. It's just the total number of things. Okay. Maybe there are 8 people. You want to find how many ways can we arrange them in groups of threes? Okay. Yes. So here it's I'm saying n is the total number of things that you're looking at. Then, so I'm saying, for example, this maybe it can interpret you have got a group of 8 people, and you want to find how many groups can you make of three from those 8 people. We are going to put them in groups of three. How many groups can you make from that? That's one way these things are used. Okay, so here we got 8 factorial, 5 factorial, 3 factorial. So on your calculators, you can find 8 factorial, it was that one at 40,320. We saw that 5 factorial was 120. So what is 3 factorial is 6. 3 times 2 times 1, that is 6. So 120 times 6. Or the other way you can do it is like this here. Okay. 8. Then cancel out the 5 factorials. 720. Okay, so 40,320 divided by 720. The way we've been missing accounts. Colleagues, do we still remember the double entry rules? This is just a side note question. Do we still remember the double entry rules? You're not supposed to get decimals with this type of questions. You are never supposed to get. Remember, you yes. If you get a decimal, you know you are wrong somewhere.